The new constitution, we are working on the new constitution in Nigeria right now. Okay. The new constitution should therefore contain provisions for rules of discipline for ministers, parliamentary secretaries, legislators, members of commissions, boards and corporations, and other persons holding positions of public trust other than civil servants, to the effect, number one, that no minister, parliamentary secretary, legislator, member of commission, board of corporation, or person holding any public office, whether of profit or not, shall, number one, borrow money from the government. Who is writing this book? Awo. They are trying to set out rules that should govern Nigerians in the new constitution, that if you work for the government, if you're a minister, if you're a parliamentarian, you're a legislator, you're a member of commission, you're a member of a corporation, a board, or if you're holding any public office, you must not borrow money from the government like Azikiwe did in 1956. Number two, you must not obtain advance for any purpose whatsoever from the government. Number three, you must not owe any money, whether in respect of loan, advance, or any transaction whatsoever, to the government. Number four, you must not have business transaction of any kind whatsoever with the government. Number five, you must not enter into any contract whatsoever with the government concerning the sale, purchase, or lease of land, house, or any form of building, other than contract of outright acquisition by the government, compensation in respect of which must be determined by superior court or judicature after hearing evidence from government valuers and land officers. Number six, you must not have subsisting contract executed after October 1st, 1960, and within 10 years immediately after preceding his assumption of office with the government concerning the sale, purchase, or lease of land, house, or any other form of building. Number seven, you must not receive or enjoy at the expense of the government any of the following prerequisites or privileges. That is to say, is A, you must not receive car basic allowance. B, driver's allowance, traveling allowance, transport allowance, entertainment allowance, gardener's allowance, free housing or accommodation, free telephone, free supply of electricity, free furniture, free medical treatment, expenses for holidays in or outside Nigeria, anything in cash or kind by whatever name called other than his salary or emolument as approved by the legislature. In other words, all those allowances you must not get. And then you must not use your position or any information which comes to you by virtue of your office for the pecuniary benefit of yourself or any other person. Oh boy, no wonder they hated Awo. Number 9, you cannot make use or take possession of any property of whatever description belonging to the government for purposes which are personal or which may be deemed construed or suspected by members of the public to be personal. Number 10, you cannot accept any kind of present in cash or kind from any person, organization, or business establishment which to your knowledge is seeking to enter or has actually entered into contractual relations with the government. You don't keep public civil servants with that now. No wonder they didn't like Awo. You can't like a person like this. Then it goes on to say, no minister, parliamentary secretary, or full-time member of commission, board, or corporation shall, 1, be the sole or joint proprietor of, or a director, shareholder, or partner in any business or undertaking which is carried on for profit, notwithstanding that such businesses or organization is not actually making profit. In other words, if you're working for the government, you cannot be a director or a shareholder or partner in any business, even if that business is not making profit. Number 2, you cannot carry on any business, practice any profession, or hold any office in trade union, cooperative movement, or any organization other than charitable, sports, athletics, or political organization. You cannot be an elected member of a local government council. You cannot visit disreputable nightclubs or gambling houses or places. Then you cannot participate in any lottery or game of chance run or owned by the government. This man is strict. That's right. Imagine finding a minister in bed shop. Number 3, every minister, parliamentary secretary, or full-time member of commission, board, or corporation shall, within 7 days of his appointment, make a full disclosure of all his assets and liabilities to the president, and shall do the same thing within 7 days of his relinquishing office. 7 days before you join, you tell us everything you have. 7 days after before you leave, you tell us everything you possess. They'll use mobile app, Joe. Times have changed. But again, the concept still remains, that the ideology is still important. Every minister, parliamentary secretary, or full-time member of commission, board, or corporation shall, within 7 days of his appointment, make a full disclosure of all his assets and liabilities to the president, and shall do the same thing within 7 days of his relinquishing office. Note 1. In paragraphs 1 and 2 above, government includes commission, board, corporation, or any other agency, whether statutory or not, owned by the government or in which government has interest. Number 2. Minister includes prime minister or vice president, premier or governor, and judges. There should also be provision in the Constitution making it mandatory for government to initiate or operate legislative or executive measures for the purpose of combating and stamping out corruption wherever and in whatever guise it may exist in the Federation.